All right, this one is coming from Ask Reddit. Reddit, tell me your glitch in the Matrix stories. I'm talking weird occurrences, coincidences you haven't been able to easily explain. I'll start. We have a breakfast laid on at work every morning. Just a simple buffet of eggs, bacon, what have you. Nothing huge, and it's really only to feed about a dozen people or so. I'm usually one of the first guys from my team to get to work, and the kitchen was deserted as usual. I walked into the little kitchen, and there was a ceramic egg tray thing with 12 eggs in it, like the bottom half of an egg carton with a socket for each egg. All spaces are filled with warm, freshly boiled eggs. I take one, walk over to the garbage bin, shuck the shell, then walk back to the food and stop dead. There are 12 eggs in the tray again. No one has entered the room while I was peeling the thing. I touched the mystery egg. It was the same temp as the other eggs around it. Not a big thing, nothing major, but something very strange. Given one does not get presented with strange eggs from parallel universe every day, I peeled and ate that one too.
Damn. That one's yeah, just like a small little thing, but like that would get me going.
Yeah.
I'd be telling everybody.
So there's a top comment on it that says, when I was around 20, a few years ago, I kept having dreams about a woman with long black hair named Aurora. There were different dreams, but for some reason, her distinct face and name always ended up in them. It got to the point where I'd wake up frustrated and confused, trying to Google her name or find out how I was connected to her. After a few months, she stopped showing up and I dismissed it, thinking my brain was just being a scumbag. Fast forward a few years later, Halloween 2009. I'm in the car with a friend, stopped at a gas station. I'm about to pull out and merge onto the highway when I get a phone call from a random number. So I stopped the car, but no one answered. There was a person behind me who grew impatient, honked at me, and then swerved in front of me instead of waiting 2 seconds for me to move. Second they get on the highway, some silver Civic loses control of their wheel and crashes into the car that swerved in front of me.
Jeez.
I called the cops and waited at the gas station for them to come. Turns out the drivers of both cars died. It 100% would have been me if I hadn't got that phone call. Called it back a few hours later out of gratitude and curiosity. Rang 3 times and went to voicemail. Hi, you've reached Aurora.
Stop.
Please leave your name and number. Never had goosebumps like that before. Bro, I'm getting
Me too.
goosebumps right now.
Me too.
Called it again the next day because I was confused about the whole situation. Some woman answers. We get to talking. I tell her my entire story, including the dreams I had. She tells me she doesn't know how I got her number and that she never called me as far as she remembers. Weird. I ask her if she has Facebook to confirm if she is in fact the woman in my dreams. Check her Facebook. Holy fuck. It's her. If that's not a glitch in the Matrix, then I'm just batshit crazy.
Oh my God.
Holy moly.
That one's the best one, I think. That one takes the cake.
Yeah,
That's because this is an actual real person. There's no explanation for this. Like, no brain tumor, no nothing, no you're losing your mind.
Yep.
This is a real person who exists. You've dreamt her up. She called you.
Yep.
Saved your life.
Insanity.
No.
Insanity.
No. I can't believe this one. Wow.
Yeah.
That is your guardian angel.
That one's creepy. There's another one that says, this happened about 15 years ago. I called my friend up and he wasn't home, so I left a message on his answering machine and said, hey, it's OP. Sorry I missed you. Call you later. Bye. And then I hung up and left the house. I made no other calls. Later that day, he called back and says, wow, that was quite a message you left. Who was that girl you were talking to? And I was like, what are you talking about? I wasn't talking to any girl. Well, as it turns out, the message didn't end after I said bye. I had to go over to his house and listen to the message a few times. After my initial message that I did leave, as quoted above, there was a slight pause and it continued on for another 30 to 40 seconds or so with me talking to some girl.
What?
It was my voice, but the conversation I never had with a girl whose voice I didn't recognize. You could compare it to the message I know I did leave, and the two voices were indistinguishable. Not just the voice, but, talking mannerisms. It was my voice. Also, references to my occupation and activities were the same. Basically, in this conversation, I was talking to this girl about going skiing, but I had to go down to my shop and work on my car first, which totally correlated to me. Then the message stopped. It was recorded on one of those digital answering machines that recorded the message to a chip, so there was no tape. I could have taken it and had it analyzed, unfortunately. Also, neither I nor my friend had party lines, so that's not an explanation. It was very freaky and I can't explain it.
This one's a ghost. This one is a ghost.
Someone comments and says, as I was reading this, the lights went out in my room. It's definitely because I barely plugged in my lamp, but still freaked me right the fuck out. This is a creepy thread, man.
Yeah. No, this one is definitely more paranormal than a glitch.
Yeah.
Like, you are being... Like, you have a ghost friend.
Yeah, that's more spooky than glitchy.
Yeah. Chills. Oh my God.
Another comment says, driving home on a storm day, I see that a side road up to the local golf course is blocked off by flashing barricades. I also spy a Mercedes parked past the barricades with its hazards on. I stop and walk up to the car to see if they need help, since I am an EMT. I shine my light in the back seat to see a man slumped over, apparently asleep. Thinking I've got a few drunks, I move up to the driver's window and rap on the glass and shine my light in. The driver is sitting bolt upright, unmoving, staring straight ahead. My window wrapping or light doesn't cause him to blink, flinch, or move. I look over and the passenger is slumped forward onto the dash. This begins to creep me out. I call down to the sheriff station and request a code 2 up to my location to help me check on the door since the doors are locked. A code 2 means no lights and no sirens. While on the phone, I walk back to my truck to get my go bag, and as I'm on the phone with dispatch, she asked me to get a license number for the car just as a PG&E Power Company cherry picker truck comes rumbling down from up the closed road. I move to go around the truck to get the plate number, and the car is gone. I talked to the driver of the truck, and he said there was an 80-foot tree down across the road, and that he didn't think it'd be open for a day or so. So the question is, where the hell did the car go? Tree up one way, barricades down the other. It kept me a bit unsettled when stopping at accidents and hazards since then.
Dude, I don't fucking know. Is everybody crazy?
Someone comments and says, I can't help but imagine that you are a small throwaway character in some fantasy novel. The guy who checks to see if the main characters are okay, and then he turns around to continue to be abducted or whatever it may be. I feel like I'm reading that as sort of a story or perspective of a small character. It's cool.
Damn. Yeah, except this was his reality.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh my God, I'm creeped out.
All right, I got another one for you.
Ugh.
This happened to me in 3rd grade, and it scared me so much I started crying and had to go to the office to talk to the principal about it. I was in the hallway for misbehaving, and my neighbor Tad, a year younger than me, came walking out of a class to my right, passed in front of me, and headed down some stairs. We said hi to each other. About 20 seconds later, he walked out of the same class, passed in front of me, and headed down the stairs. I just stared at him, confused and afraid, and he looked back like, why the fuck are you looking at me like that? And I never realized how much he was like Matrix deja vu.
Jeez. Yeah, similar to my story.
What the fuck you looking at me, bitch?
All
All right, back to you.
right.